You're listening to the new Arizona Real Estate Matters Show with your host, Phil Putnam and Mark Antonowski. And now, here's Phil and Mark.
Well, our next guest is Joe Brady. Joe is with Realty ONE Group. Joe, I know you talked earlier, but welcome. Official wake-up.
Thank you very much. That's
exactly.
Right.
So,
That's right.
So, Joe, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I'm part of I represent a husband-wife team, and we've been in the business for a little over 20 years. We have a team of agents that work with us, and really we work valley-wide. We've had blessed with a lot of return business, and my partner is Christina Lopez, and we're part of the luxury team, which is kind of unique for us because actually with our team we actually work all geographic areas throughout the Phoenix Valley, the Metro Phoenix Valley, and we also work all price points. But we feel like it's a blessing to be able to live in a place like Arizona. Great properties everywhere. There's a little bit of luxury to every property,
sure.
and just the fact of being able to live here in Arizona.
I agree with you, and I think that there's some people out there that they look at certain areas and go, well, no, I agree. Every piece of property has something that's unique to it.
Yeah, and for us, we cater to the client, and again, any demographic, any price point, we just listen to them, and I think one of the things that really sets us apart from a lot of the competitors is that we listen and we communicate. It's amazing how picking up the phone when it rings, how far along that will take you. Because oftentimes it's difficult to get a hold of someone.
Do you know how many times I've had buyers or sellers call me and say, hey, I have a question. I need something answered. And sure, not a problem. I don't mind at all. But one of the reasons they're calling me is because one of the next things they say is, well, I can't get a hold of my agent.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Or my agent won't return my email.
Well, I sent you over some notes last night, and as a joke, I put in there, we never sleep. Mm-hmm. And the reality is we sleep, but it's lightly with our phones on. It's not unusual for us to be answering text or email messages at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And also the dynamic of having a husband-wife team, the shop talk really never stops.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing, too. She understands my daily, and I understand hers.
Yeah.
But anyway, I did want to take one quick second to tell you about one of our new resources that we've got out there, findazhouses.com. It's just a really no-nonsense way to search for properties in the valley, all the way up to the Prescott Valley as well. So we're having a lot of folks come over from some of the larger sites to come to that site because it's very easy to use.
Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, tell us a little bit more about it. We'll be back after this.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Arizona Real Estate Matters with Phil and Mark. I'm your host, Phil Putnam with Empire West Title, and we're talking to Joe Brady with Realty ONE Group. And before we went to break, Joe, you were talking about this website. If you can start over and tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, Christina and I found out that, for years in the business, we tried to market ourselves as the go-to agents, realtors, if you will. It took us a while to understand that, I hate to say this, but people really aren't looking for realtors. They're looking for homes. Yeah. So we've kind of we've turned everything around, and we've created findazhouses.com because it's no frills, very low advertising. It just gives people an opportunity to get in to the website and cut straight to the chase and easily find and track properties in the Phoenix metro area and also in the Prescott Area Association of Realtors, MLS, as well.
Your site is actually it's tailored for that. It's geared for that.
It is, and we're there as agents. We're there to help potential buyers or sellers as little or as much as they want. But we're not in their face.
Well, and the thing is, how can you change the mentality? If you've already got 9 out of 10 people that start their search on the internet and they're looking for, because I have to agree. I mean, if it was me personally, even though I know thousands of agents, I probably wouldn't be the one looking. It would be my wife, and she would probably start looking on the internet, and she's not going to start, the search on the search engine. She's not going to put in realtor. She's going to put houses in whatever
That's right.
she wants to look, and that's how she's going to start doing that.
That's right.
And then what's tied to that listing is an agent. So I agree with that.
Yeah.
So you're providing something that is right there, in the same mentality that people are going with.
Well, yeah, and all this information is accurate. There's a lot of big sites out there that are great for what they do, but this information is driven directly from the MLS, and there's none of those pesky ads that pop up on the screen when you're looking at the properties. Yeah.
We need advertising, but I agree with you. It's tough. You click on a page and you're waiting for all the ads to load and everything else, and that can be difficult.
Trust me, we do plenty of internet advertising, yes. But, when they're looking at homes, that's what they're finding on this site. They're finding homes. They're not finding advertisements. They're not finding agents everywhere. We're there, again, for them to reach out to us if they need us, but that's not what this site is about. It's about finding the homes.
Now, if you go onto that site and they do see some houses that they're interested in, do they contact you through this site saying, hey, I'm interested in these, can you please show me? Is that how this works?
It's great because they can actually contact us a number of ways. Obviously, our phone number is there for them to call us. It's 602-501-7828. But in addition to that...
Hold on, that was way too fast. What was that again?
That was 602-501-7828.
We'll repeat it again.
Thanks, Mark. But in addition to that, they can email us. If they find a property itself, they can just click on send a message, and they can also text us. We have the ability to communicate through text throughout this website platform too, so we can give a lot of people updates in a very quick fashion. It's not too invading on their time. And actually, a lot of people prefer to actually respond by text these days.
Yeah. I'm getting requested for that more and more. Obviously, I'm sitting in front of 2 screens all day long, and I can email like crazy. But it seems like lately, people are going, just text me the information. Just text me the information. And I got to be honest with you, I'm kind of, I guess, illiterate to it when it comes to our system because I don't know how I can text through my computer system. So of course, I have to grab my phone and go that route. So you've been in the business 20 years in real estate.
Well, between my wife and I, a little over 20 years combined, yes.
Okay. How long have you lived in the Valley?
I have lived here since 2001. My wife, Christina Lopez, has actually been here going on 30 years. Yeah.
And she only looks 29.
I'd say 26.
So that's what he meant by going on. It means it's
no wonder you
right
hesitated there. It's like there's a secret being passed on.
What'd you do before real estate?
Before real estate, I was actually in the hospitality industry. I managed hotels and restaurants around the country.
Well, the hospitality industry and real estate, they're interrelated. I
learned a lot from it. I could, it was a long, nice run in that industry. I truly enjoyed what I did, and it was a great precursor to the real estate industry in many ways.
Well, it's a service-related industry,
That's right.
And I honestly believe that real estate is also a service-related
Absolutely.
industry.
I did want to bring up, though, it's kind of funny. A lot of times I get the comment from people when I mention real estate. They say, free money. They don't really understand the amount of hours and customer service required to be a professional in this industry. Again, like I said, we don't sleep; we sleep lightly. But it's a 7-day-a-week job.
Oh, I tell you, I've talked to many agents over the years, and if you guys broke down your hourly wage, a lot of people wouldn't do it.
No, I think that's why a lot of people get into the business and get out of the business very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I first went to real estate school in 1983. I've never forgotten, some of the numbers that were thrown out to me, and these numbers I think have only increased. And it's like 1% of all real estate agents who get their license after I think it was 10 years are still in the business.
Right. Right.
So when you talk 1 out of 100 after 10 years, that's all that remains. Yeah, it's a tough business to get into. I mean, you have to be dedicated, not just 8 hours a day, but 24/7. You have to be willing to deal with obviously the good times, which can be very good, but you also have to be willing to deal with the down times, which can be terrible sometimes.
I will say, I've had a lot of comments from folks lately that said, hey, it's kind of slow in my neck of the woods. we're not seeing that, and we work valley-wide, but we have a large concentration in the Southwest Valley, like we talked about.
Well, both of you and I are at.
Right.
And I'm seeing the same thing. My numbers have dipped a little bit, but not, I've got some other escrow officers in the Southeast Valley that have said, I'm having a terrible November. My December's looking okay, but a terrible November. My November this year was better to the tune of about 10 deals than it was last November, and my December's looking really good. So I agree with you in that part of the valley.
Right. I mean, if we didn't have the team, the luxury team to support us, then we'd be in trouble right now and actually passing up on business. Like you said, you're out the surprise area. Mm-hmm. That's been quite a surprise lately.
It has.
I've been watching that.
A lot going on out there.
A lot going on, and those properties, if they're priced right and they look good and they're marketed well, they go quickly.
Joe, one of the things I want to talk about with you today is you have a program here, and I'm going to let you talk all about it. I think this is phenomenal. Tell us about this program that you guys are involved in.
You must be talking about Give Back Homes.
Give Back Homes, exactly.
Give Back Homes. Give Back Homes is a nonprofit organization, and really for every home that we sell, we help build a home for a family in need. And this was started by a gentleman that worked for the Toms Corporation. And so he got started with this program about 3 years ago. He's in Nicaragua. They were giving out free shoes from Toms. And he just saw the impact, the way this affected so many people, especially this small girl, that it really touched him in a deep place. And sometime after that, he was working with one of his realtors in California to purchase a home. And that agent happened to come to him and say, "Hey, Tom, you work for Tom's. You guys know how to do charitable things. Can you help me find something positive to do for the community myself?" And that's really how this Give Back Homes started. So they started building homes for families in Nicaragua, and now they're also building homes in 9 other cities in the U.S., including the Phoenix metro area.
Really?
Really.
So, okay, so is it part of your commission that goes?
Well, we actually, I like to say that it's actually our clients that are contributing, because we actually do contribute 10% of every one of our sales of the commission to Give Back Homes. And we also pay a small monthly fee as well. But in exchange for that, we get to help build homes, but it's also exciting because you're turning your clients into humanitarians as well.
Sure.
And then you get to invite them out on build days. So,
okay.
We're going to have another build day coming up. Don't quote me, but I think it's February or March in Phoenix. And at that time, we hope to have a lot of our past and present clients out on the build with us and just having a lot of fun.
Well, I think that's phenomenal, and we're seeing more and more people give back, and I love it, because I think that we're privileged to live where we do. We're privileged to do what we do, and to be able to give something back to those who are not privileged, I think is phenomenal. So I commend you for that. Joe, thank you so much. If people are interested in your services, again, how can people get a hold of you?
Well, you can call me 7 days a week at 602-501-7828. You can also join us or visit us at findeasyhouses.com. Or you can email me at theluxuryteamrealtors@gmail.com.
I want to thank both of our guests, Joe Brady with the Realty ONE Group and Josh Peacock from Empire West Title, and we will talk to all you guys next week.